Today we're going to talk about how to be a part-time realtor and still be successful in this business and maybe even a top producing agent. So you don't have to work 80 hours a week and still be very successful in this business. So the first thing you need to do is figure out your time allocation. What bucket do you fall in? And we've pretty much put agents, we've determined over the years of this that two part-time groups. One is going to be less than 20 hours a week, and the other is going to be the agent that has more than 20 hours a week. And remember, part-time doesn't mean part-time anytime. It's still part-time on a schedule. You can't work at, Walmart or Walmart, Target, the grocery store. You can't get a part-time job and just show up when you want. This is your business. You're going to have to create a schedule. So that's probably the most important thing. After you determine what your time allocation is, your investment time is going to be per week, whether it's 20 hours or whether it's, less than 20 hours or let's say 20 to 30 hours, then we're going to have to figure out what that schedule looks like. All right, another thing you're going to need to do as a part-time, or we'll call it dual career agent, which really only means that you've got another career that you love or either tied to for some reason or another. Maybe it has all the benefits, or maybe you're not ready to commit, but that's going to be dual career. You've got this other career over here, but you do also want to have another career, a dual career in real estate. You're going to figure out what that perfect weekly schedule looks like. And as I mentioned, it can't be whenever I feel like it. There needs to be a schedule. And if that means that from 8 a.m. to 9 a.m., before you go into the office, you're going to work on planning out your list, planning out your prospecting, or even doing your prospecting, or whether it's on your lunch break from 12 to 1, or whether that's after work or on the weekend. You just need to figure out what that schedule is, and you're going to need to create a schedule, and you're going to need to stick as best you can to that perfect schedule. Remember, the work you do now in real estate isn't actually going to pay off for 90 to 120 days from now. That's when you actually see the dividends from your efforts. So figuring that perfect work week is going to be the first step. Okay, now another thing you'll want to do, once you determine whether you're going to be in that less than 15 or 20 hour range or more like a 20 to 30 hour range, dual career agent, once you figure out that bucket, let's say you're going to be in the 20 hour or less bucket. If that's the bucket that you're going to be in, because that's the time that you have to allocate to your business, to this dual career business, then that means you're probably just going to need to focus on referrals. And what I mean by that is that you're going to focus on prospecting, generating opportunities, cultivating and nurturing relationships your existing relationships. You can even, generate new leads and nurture and cultivate those relationships. But when it comes down to showing houses and negotiating contracts and putting contracts together and making offers and knowing everything there is about the neighborhoods, you may not have enough time for that if you only have 15 hours a week. You may be a referral agent and need to pass that along to another agent who's full-time, who can spend the time required to provide good service to your client. If you want to generate opportunities and generate business from your sphere of influence, your friends and family, but then you're not able to provide high quality service, it's not going to be worth it. Trust me when I tell you, the last thing you want is to have people talk about you at the Thanksgiving table and you have to constantly revisit it with Aunt Sally on how you were too busy at that time and she feels that there's some kind of way she could have got a better deal. You want to pass that on. You want to still cultivate that relationship with Aunt Sally, but when she's ready to actually start looking at houses or sell a house, you want to pass that on. So that's going to be a referral agent. If you have more than 20, let's say 20 to 30 hours a week, then you can actually do this business at 20, 25 hours. You'll be limited on the number of clients you can work with simultaneously, but you certainly can operate this business. Again, it just needs to be on a schedule. So you'll have prospecting time, you'll have time when you show houses and conduct appointments, and then you'll have a different time when you're actually doing follow-up calls, and then your nurturing time. So that is another strategy, another thing that you're going to need to do to be successful as a dual career agent. All right, another thing you're going to need to do to be a successful dual career agent is make sure that you have very clear communication, not just with your clients, but also with your family. The family members, spouse, partner, children of realtors or people in this profession, they've got a hard road to go because a lot of realtors, they're going 100 miles an hour, they're working 80 hours a week. Again, as a dual career agent, that wouldn't be you, but you already have a full career. So you probably have a 40-hour job somewhere that you work. And then on top of that, you're now trying to take on this other part-time job as a dual career realtor, which is a demanding industry. Make sure that you maintain clear communication with your spouse, partner, the kids. If you're trying to do this, then you need to let them know exactly what it is. And I would say, get their buy-in. Tell them, listen, if mommy does this, or if daddy accomplishes this goal, what is it that you want? And get them to encourage you. Don't keep them isolated on the outskirts. Let them know what it is you're doing. Let them know why it is that you're coming in late on Tuesdays and Thursdays, or Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday. Whatever that looks like, make sure that you communicate that clearly to your spouse, partner, and children. And then also keep that same communication, a clear and open communication with your clients. If you know that you're not going to be available to talk to clients or prospective clients between 8 a.m. and 4 p.m. or 9 and 5, make sure that they know that. So schedule your consistent follow-up calls, every Wednesday from 6 to 7. That's the time when you talk to clients again. Or every Tuesday and Thursday. Whatever that looks like, just make sure that it's outlined. You communicate that upfront to your clients, and that way that'll help ensure that you have a successful business as a dual career agent. Another thing you should do as a dual career agent to make sure that you're successful in this business is make sure that you have a good, healthy work-life balance. Make sure that you have the goals are not just production goals, not just more sales. What are you going to do with those sales? And as we said earlier, communication is key. You want to make sure that the buy-in with the family is leading to something, that we can go to Disney World if daddy does this, or we can go to Europe on a trip, or a cruise if mommy does this. You're getting that buy-in, and you're tying your work to something that you're going to bring home to the family. And if the family buys in, then you're going to feel good about working towards that goal, and it's going to make for a better work-life balance. Remember, all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. To give you a Shining reference. Don't be like Jack. You want to work hard, but you also want to play hard and spend time with your loved ones. Value those relationships, because if not, this real estate thing, or anything for that matter, will get old pretty quickly. These were just a few things that you can do to ensure that as a dual career agent, you have a successful real estate business and eventually even become a top producer. You want to make sure that you identify what bucket you fall in, whether you're going to be 20 hours or less, or 20 to 30 hours. You want to make sure that you have a very clear schedule, a perfect schedule, we call it. Make sure that you have clear communication with your family and with your clients. Make sure that you tie your goals, not just financial goals, but also how is this going to benefit your family. Pull them in, get the buy-in of your family. And you want to pull all that together. And if this was helpful for you, and you'd like to attend some of our longer form training, we do it on Zoom, we do it in person at our DC office or our Largo office. Feel free to reach out for an invitation. I'd love to see you soon.